Yo, what is going on, y'all? Stone Mando here, and I have another banger of an action figure review for y'all here today. And I'm going to be taking a look at a Marvel Legends figure, and this is the Astonishing Wolverine, obviously from the Astonishing uh, comic series, Astonishing X-Men. And this is probably one of the best and one of my favorite Logan face sculpts that I've ever seen, man. This one's also cool just because of the amount of alternate hands it comes with. It's got the thicker version of the claws and not the little toothpick claws like compared to the other older X-Men figures, similar to the newer X-Men 97 figure from earlier this year. And then also this one has slightly different paint scheme for the costume, and also it's got a shorter cowl for the mask version. So really stoked to get into this. I'll give this box a quick spin, and you can see this freaking sick, nasty artwork on the back right here. Looks so badass. And I'm not a huge Marvel, not Marvel guy. I'm not a huge comic guy, so I'm not super familiar with the Astonishing X-Men run, all in all. But uh, after seeing this, I might have to pick that up. I do enjoy comics. I just don't read them like as religiously as some people do. But I'm starting to get, as I get older, I'm getting more and more into them. But this is an awesome looking box. Terrific packaging. Got a beautiful side art there, and also on the back, got that awesome image of him suited up. And we have two extra pairs of alternate hands, man. So that's pretty cool to be getting that. I would love to see this in Black Series, but I know the licensing cost is a little bit more pricey than Marvel Legends. But this looks fantastic. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get a closer look. We'll go over articulation, paint, and sculpting. And this is the backdrop that comes in with the Astonishing Wolverine. This is a very cool backdrop here. Look at Logan out of the box, man. Looking mean as hell. This is an awesome looking Wolverine figure. And I know for a lot of hardcore Marvel Legends collectors that y'all are probably tired of Wolverine figures, but I don't know, man. I can't get enough of Wolverine, man. Super awesome looking. It looks very accurate to my knowledge of his costume looks like in the Astonishing run. My favorite part is these claws, man. These thicker claws. They look so much more real and lifelike than like some of the more toothpick kind of claws, like similar to the X-Men 97 and some other older releases. Some figures have the thicker claws like this, but this is the look to go for, man. I love this. And like I said, it got two extra pairs of alternate hands, two closed fists, a pointing finger, and an open hand gesture. So that's pretty cool. Very. I like the yellow and the blues on this costume as well. Very clean looking, man. The yellow is very vibrant. The blue is a little bit darker than what I think is on some other figures. That's for sure. I believe the X-Men 97 is a little bit lighter. We'll do a side by side comparison here in a few minutes, but this is a really good looking figure, man. Little look here, little pose with the pointing hand and a fist. The use of these alternate hands can really change the dynamicness or the intensity of a figure. That's for sure. Just one hand can give a figure so much expression. Now I'm kind of going for like a mid stride pose. Got a little bit of head tilt on him to give it a little bit more expression. And this is a fun figure, man. Very sick looking figure. Just super mean looking. And I really like this pose actually a lot. That looks badass. Dude, and look at this alternate head. This thing looks fucking badass, dude. I love this figure, dude. I am a big Wolverine fan. I'm not like the number one Wolverine fan, but this is pretty sick, man. I have no complaints whatsoever. And I don't know why, but sitting here posing him for a few minutes, I was kind of having a hard time getting him to a dynamic pose. It might just be me, but I was trying to get like a really deep, low lunging pose, and I was really having a hard time getting him into that position. But this pose looks dope nonetheless, and there he looks like he's about to fall just now. But it was just not there. To be honest with you, there's not a lot of this hinge in the ankle is not really big. I would have liked to have seen more range in the ankles and maybe even some boot swivel. This one does not have it. I believe let me not get ahead of myself, but some boot swivel or oh yep, there he goes. Some boot swivel would definitely help this figure, but he still looks badass. Like I said before, one hand can make so much of a difference or an expression. He fell off, but you can just see how this looks, dude. It adds one hand can add so much of a different vibe and feel to a figure. This is insanely badass. And close looks at the accessories first, as always. Very clean paint here. Silver open hand gesture. Very clean sculpt. Here's the finger pointing gesture. More clean paint. A little bit of a bleed right there for the silver, but not bad though. Clean sculpt. Here's the right hand, fist hand. More clean paint. That's nice. And more clean paint. There's the left hand. And look at this Logan sculpt, man. This thing is bad freaking ass. This is a very dope sculpt. I like the lines on the face, above the eyebrows, and then like in the jawline right here by the nose. Very nice photoreal application here. The sculpt of the hair is also very nice. A lot of depth in it. This is cool, man. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Logan face sculpts that I've ever seen. I really, really like this sculpt. That's badass. And then finally, getting on to Wolverine himself here. And we'll go over articulation and some of the sculpting, of course. So, just starting out, what I thought was pretty cool, that was different than the X-Men 97 one, is these don't, there was like two little pins that hold on either side of this shoulder pad that hold it to the shoulder. This one is on the O-ring shoulder system, kind of similar to the Black Series. You can see that there. So it's free floating. You can turn this all the way you want. Arm spin 360 degrees around. There's no trouble there. Insane butterfly joint right here. As you can see, get a lot of range out of this thing. A lot of range. We have bicep swivel here. And just a deep ball socket. Deep hinge ball socket. Like I said, bicep swivel. No pins with a double jointed joints, elbows here. So you can get his forearm to touch his bicep, no problem. Get way below 90 degrees. That's nice. There are two horizontal hinges on both the right and left hand. Get that there. There's some ab rotation, like a mid diaphragm cut right here, so you can get some side to side tilt and some rotation, like I said. And then there's also a ab crunch here. You can see underneath this belt a little bit. You can see how that all moves together. You can get a pretty decent range out of Wolvie here. Trying to get that about that far back, and then try to, yeah. So you can get them. There's a lot of range in here. Got that, like I said, the diaphragm cut and this waist cut right here. No waist swivel, but like I said, the mid diaphragm cut. That's where you get your swivel from your rotation. This belt is overlay, as you can see, very nice. Yeah, from my mind's eye, this is very accurate to the Astonishing comic book. There are some experts out there that know whether or not this is anything that's sticking out. They're going to realize it, man. And then, of course, we have thigh swivel. You can just see it kind of breaks up the skull, but I don't mind that. I like thigh swivel on my figures. Double jointed joints, double jointed knees, no pins, very clean look. Get the calf to touch the hamstring, no problem. And this is where I was telling y'all earlier, not a whole lot of ankle mobility. There is a deep hinge in here, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more, in my opinion. So you can go about that far down, and that not as far up as you can go a lot further back down than you can further up. Like when it's trying to get his toes up, but I would have liked to have seen a little more ankle mobility. And now we can look at the sculpt. That's pretty much all. Well, also this face sculpt also has a lot of head tilt, so you can get a lot of cool expression. You can look up a little bit. You can look down a fair amount. Not a whole lot. But there is some nice side tilt, and of course it spins 360 degrees around. And now let's just take a look at the sculpting here. Like I said, you can see this face sculpt is a nice Real mean grimace look. I love the way that the teeth look. Very clean. Good paint. The eyes right here, little very squinty. He's pissed off. Looks really nice, man. I like this a lot. The shorter cowl looks badass as well. And then right here, we get the sculpting on his. Oh no, I'm sorry. This one does not have any sculpting. It's just painted. Painted hair. It's pretty nice. That's weird. Is it? No, okay. There's a little bit of sculpting. Not a lot. There's a lot of sculpting on the back of the arm, back of the tricep right here, but not as much on the outside of the arm. That's kind of weird. That's kind of smooth, but that's where the paint is. Interesting. Yeah, he's been definitely hitting his rows and his lat pull downs, no doubt. Here's those thicker claws that I like so much. Looks way better, and I'll give a side-by-side comparison with the X-Men 97 Wolverine here in just a minute. I like the yellow and blues. Kind of a mix of his classic costume, pretty much. Very clean yellows here on the side of the boots, as well as on his forearms. The back of the figure. Yeah, this is man. You just can't go wrong with the Wolverine. In my opinion, can't have too many Wolverines, but I know some people probably feel differently. But this is such a mean looking figure, dude. Wicked ass sculpt. Here's some side-by-side comparisons. These are actually two knockoff Marvel Legends figures. And on the left is Spider-Man from AliExpress, as well as Venom from AliExpress. And these look pretty. These for knockoffs. These are really decent knockoffs too. Because I bet you couldn't even tell. Besides the Spider-Man, there's a little bit. The web is a little bit missing, but and for the most off, some knockoffs are just fucking factory rejects. Let's be honest. And now standing in is Symbiote Spider-Man here on the left, and on the right is the Hobgoblin. And these are legit Marvel Legends, just FYI. And here on the right and left of the Astonishing Wolverine, here in the middle is the from the X-Men 97 wave, and on the left is obviously Cyclops, Scott Summers, and on the right is Jean Grey. Also from the X-Men 97 wave, here on the right is the brand new Nightcrawler from this year, and on the left is also brand new Magneto. Standing now here on the right is the VHS version of Storm, and on the left is the X-Men 97 Gambit. Ending off the side-by-side comparisons, here on the right is the X-Men 97 version of Wolverine. And as you can see, like I said earlier, the colors on the 97 version are a lot brighter. You can see this blue is a lot, not as, a little more dull, and the yellow is even more of a lighter color. And the Astonishing Wolverine, the blue and the yellows are just a little more saturated. But both of these look fantastic, but I hate to say it, man. I like the large cowl on the X-Men 97, but this Astonishing one on the left is just, he is mean as fuck looking, dude. And I kind of like the more saturation of the colors. I like the more intensity. It's just a more intense blue and yellow on the left costume. And you can also see the claws. See how thin the claws are on the 97 version here on my right? And you have this thicker version here on the Astonishing one. I would really have preferred that on this version. I don't like these little skinny ones. They look cool, but they just don't. They get warped real easy and get bent up real bad. These ones are interesting too because you gotta be careful because these will actually come out. So just be careful with these when you're posing and putting this on your shelf. But for the most part, you can see the blues right here by each other. I don't know, man. I really like the X-Men 97. It's just the old school comic version. But this Astonishing one is just so fucking wicked looking, man. These are both incredible. I don't know, man. That Astonishing Wolverine is pretty badass, dude. Another thing you can see here on the X-Men 97 is there's no painted hair, but the hair is more sculpted than that's on the Astonishing Wolverine. Except for on the back of the tricep here, there's some sculpting, which is weird, but I don't know. They both look pretty awesome to me. All that wraps it up for this review, and just another badass Wolverine figure, man. I like the thicker claws. I like the O-ring shoulder system. Really deep, big range butterfly joints. Also, the pinless double joints. Very clean look. You can kind of see the joints. It's not as clean as say a Black Series figure as far as joints go, but you want your Marvel Legends, especially a Wolverine figure, to be decently articulated, man. But I love this look of Wolverine a lot. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with the Astonishing comic run, the Astonishing series, but I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research and start doing some reading because this looks badass, and I think this is maybe the little nudge I needed to get into the comic. But I appreciate you all checking out the review today. I hope you're having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Thanks for watching.